ship's company and crew.
Filthy 80s ladies.
Welcome to the channel and our continuing playthrough of Pericles, the Peloponnesian Wars, where we are in turn 8 and could conceivably be in the last turn of the game. And I'm actually going to try to deliberately force the endgame. And my reasoning for this is, as you can see, I've been struggling the whole time to catch up, but I finally caught up to a position where I'm in with striking distance. If I can win the peace issue and the whole 10 points that you get for it, and if I can pick up a few points here, make him lose a few points, I think I can just eke out the win. I've been playing well the last several turns and picking up and catching up the gap. I've also gotten very lucky in like the debates and things like that. So that's why I'm doing this, is because I think I'm not going to be in the controlling faction as well, which is going to factor big in the endgame calculations. I think, if I haven't actually gone over them, but I remember it being pretty big stuff. And so I think I can eke it out. I think if the turns go on to 9 and 10, I think that position I'm in is going to deteriorate and it's going to slip away. So this is the one. This is the one where I'm going to try to pull off a few moves here that can eke me out the win. So let's get started. What's going to happen? Well, first of all, I gotta laugh at myself here. I said, okay, to save time on this video, I'm just gonna, pick the strategies for each faction off camera, because it ultimately isn't going to matter if peace gets declared in the debate phase, because that's where the end game would trigger. And wouldn't you know it, the one time I don't show me going through the strategy matrix is the one time I rolled like 3 6s in a row for the demagogue. So he went way down the strategy matrix, and he actually ended up with a target space of, I'm going to say, Calcadique right here. He needs to build a base there, or he's going to try to expand into that territory. And so that's where he ended up. But I mean, again, this is... just so you know, the Eurypontids are after ravaging Attica again, or Athens, and the Aegiad, as usual, are going for Sicily. But we got to get through this debate phase and see what happens. So, first things first, we got to deal the cards here. And, as you know, I have an entourage, and I've explained the entourage before, of 3 cards as kind of as a little booster pack for when I'm in the debates. And I get to discard 0 to 3 of them. Now, this whole strategy I'm coming up for the end game hinges on me winning the peace issue. So naturally, this card in my entourage, I want that in the deck. So I'm definitely going to put that in the deck to hope to draw that again. I still have the faction card, even if I don't pull that one up. I have ways, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave these. These don't matter. And they're reasonably strong, so we'll just hang on to those. But we need to shuffle up this deck, and as I've said a couple of times, I think, it's not a deck building game where you just cycle the deck. If you reshuffle and draw an entirely new hand from an entirely newly shuffled deck each time. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle it on camera so you can see that I'm not pulling the cheat here. I wouldn't do that anyway. You're only hurting yourself. Okay, a couple more. Maybe I'll speed up the camera a little. Well, no, I won't do that. No. Okay. So I have 2 cards in my hand, so I only need 1. I need 7 cards. Yes, 7 cards to his 9. Whoops. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, let's get on it. All right. 1. 7, 8, 9. That'll be the demagogue's hand. This will be my hand. Let me go ahead and pull this up and flash it immediately so you can see what happened. Okay, I didn't get the peace issue. And the controlling faction, though, however, and I did get this pull this any wild card. That's going to help. That will definitely help. I also have another one that's 6 if a controlling faction. So if I want to win this peace issue, I'm in a decent position because I also have the faction card that is a full 7 on the peace issue itself, and I can throw a entourage on it. I think I can do this. Okay, I'm in a good position here. Okay, now I can make a cut. So we have our hand, and now we're going to go into the booth segment where we select our issues. And this is where a rule that has not come up before is coming up before. I've already talked about gaining hostages. We gained them when we beat the Athenians in the Spartans in a land battle in Athens, which is quite a coup. And we actually did it twice, so it was pretty neat. So we got hostages. And the controlling faction, which is me, and this is another one of those, it's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king.
And so I am going to, the controlling faction can exercise this option. I will spend these, I'm basically ransoming the Spartan hostages, and what this does is force the War and Peace issue onto the opposition faction's track. So, and because the Spartans are using Brasidas bots, that means that is automatically going to win for our side, for their side. But peace only happens if I win it on my side as well, or one of us wins it. Peace is going to break out, and I definitely want it to be me because that's the 10 points that I'm going to get. That's going to be form a major part of my winning this thing. Maybe. So let's start with me. And my first issue now my first issue is not going to be the peace issue, because that, and this is an important rule, the peace issue and the ostracism issue, no matter where you are, always goes neutral in the center, even if you choose it on your first move, and that's, keep you from gaming the system. So it's always a waste. Well, I don't know if it's all. I can't see in any situation where you would ever pick war or War and Peace or ostracism on your first pick. So we're not going to. You're just throwing away a free slot when you do that. So, looking at my hand, I would say I am, well, weakest on military. But wait a minute, let me think. Oh my gosh, I just thought of a brilliant idea. Hang on. Yeah, we're going to do this. I'm going to pick Oracle, because that is, I can just trade that in for 3. Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't help me though. Hang on. No, I was incorrect. Okay, I keep rolling around this in my head. What I want is games. And the reason I want games, and I'm going to put that in my 2 slot. I should turn this, hang on, I'm going to turn this map around so we can look and not have to look at it upside down. Hang on. All right, there, isn't it better? Okay, now this move is becoming really good. At first, I was thinking, oh, it's pretty edgy. I'm going to really have to pull here. But I just thought of games. Because what happens is, at the end of the debates, first thing we look at is War and Peace. And if it does go to peace, we still resolve all other special debate issues, and games is one of them. And if I win the games issue, and I don't see any reason why he would go after me for the games issue, that's going to be 3 honor for me that I pick up. And so there's a handy tip for you when you're thinking about Endgame, and you're thinking about that last debate and thinking that peace might break out and end the game. Try to win a games issue, and slap a little extra 3 points on your move. Okay, so my first issue is games. The first issue for the demagogues, they're doing league and military, and they want military first, so they're going to take a military and put that in their 1 spot. And now I choose my 3 issues, and of course, That's part of the plan. One of them is going to be War and Peace. Okay, the others I'm going to play strictly to the strength of my hand because I want to win these debates, because that's another 3. If I can do well in the debates, that's another 3 points I can pick up. I have a lovely little 7 in diplomatic, so I think that's one I want to do. And he's not going to be interested in diplomatic, really, unless he has some really good cards, ends up with some really good cards in it. So that's definitely a smart choice there. Next, could be a military, but I think because I have 2 cards, one of them is 6. I'm a little more worried about this last issue here, but I think ultimately League would be the smart move here. I think I have enough card support for it. Might be a trick there, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm crawling from back behind. I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would be doing at this point. And so this is the time to roll the dice, and if it doesn't happen, so be it. Okay. The demagogues now get to choose their 2 issues, and they already have their military issue, and they already have their league. So they're going to pick what their... so now all of a sudden that choice of league may not have been that smart. Well, I don't know. Let's take a look. I'm thinking I should have looked at his hand and cheated before I chose my issues. But because he's strong on league, he may actually beat me on that one. Man, I'm in trouble here. Actually, I got trouble. And the reason I have trouble is he's now going to pick issues aligned with his strongest cards. And his strongest cards are League and Ostracism. That is a problem, because if he ostracizes me, that's 3 points off from my thing. So we are going to randomize first. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a man. all of a sudden it's starting to slip away. I've already put all my stuff up there. Of course, I could always just ignore the War Peace issue, let it just kind of go neutral, and it doesn't happen, and we can continue on the game. But let's bet. Going all in. We're committing. We're pushing. Okay, we're in FPS, and we're going to push. One of us is going to die. So, randomized. Okay, here we go. On a 1 to 3, he will pick the League issue. On a 4 to 6, he will pick a ostracism issue. Okay, so first one, League. And he gets one more roll. And this could be League or ostracism, and it is ostracism. Ugh. Well, the die are not my friends today. Okay, this is an edit. This is I made a little slip up. And I don't think it actually matters in the final analysis as far as the game. I don't think it'll even affect the debates, but I did make an error here when he was picking his issues. My first issue was games. Military is here because of the Aristophanes card. So when he went to pick his first issue, he would have looked at that and says, oh, military is already on the track. And even though it's on my side, he still considers it on the track. He would go to his next issue, and his first issue he would have picked would have been League in the first position. Now, that might have changed my calculus on what I picked here, but that's kind of cheaty to take back any of my things, so I'm not going to, because of my error, so I'm not going to do that. So those are my issues set. Then what he would have done is just die rolled 2 issues, and we should say he did roll an ostracism issue. And so it's ultimately the same thing, except he's going to go hard after that. Well, it actually does. He would have picked another League issue from those die rolls. Even though he already had his thing, he would be playing to his strongest card. So those die rolls that I did for either League or Ostracism are still entirely valid. So that's the only thing it changes. This is the only thing it changes over here. He didn't pick a military issue. So that's it, and I'll just continue on the video here. It may look a little confusing, but refer back to this as knowing that this is a League issue and not a military issue. Okay, continuing on. As far as that goes, it is time. The stage is set. I've laid out what's going to happen here. We're in 13 minutes in. I'm going to leave a little cliffhanger here, but basically all the marbles are coming down to this debate. Tune in next time and we see what happens. Thanks for watching.